Greetings, it is I, Foolish. Welcome to the anthill. I will be that piece of food that's too heavy to carry today. Speaking of which, now is the time for rebuilding. I am anxiously awaiting my treatment for the plaque psoriasis that I have recently been diagnosed with, although it had to be so obvious that they couldn't really blood test their way out of it. You know what I mean? I've had this problem for years, and the thing about it is it chews up your tendons and your joints and various other places where there's soft tissue, skin cells. But you can't really diagnose it unless it's obvious. It's just one of those things. So I'm thankful that I've been covered in horrific, permanent scarring, skin issues, for lack of a better word, because there was no dispute. We could tell exactly what we were looking at. And that is, honestly, I got lucky there. I got lucky. It didn't appear lucky when I was praying for all of my skin to fall off, but here we are. It was all worth it. The end justified the means. In that vein, it's time for rebuilding. Not just for me. It's for really a great time for everyone to rebuild. First, though, after an extended period of stress and Sturm und Drang, the first thing really one needs to do before an attempt to rebuild is to drop the habit of stressing out. Even today, there's still a market for it, to talk about the old guy and how much trouble he caused. And one could argue that people are looking for justice. I understand that. I'm not an attorney general. I'm not an investigator. I'm not involved in any of the institutions that would bring this about. So I just stopped thinking about it. This is how people get you twice. There's the first offense, and in many cases, several, kind of like a fruit basket, if you will, of offenses. In this case, certainly with a person that had access to so many, a wide swath of destruction. The means, the access, the willing participants. I understand all this, and I understand that kind of regime can leave behind a lot of PTSD. But I also understand the concept of thinking so much about yesterday, we forget to make new tomorrows. I had a group of friends that all they ever did was sit around and sell tickets to Nostalgia Con every weekend. They never talked about what they were doing now, but they always talked about what they used to do and the good times they had. And the stories changed year after year. I would watch a, pretty mild story turn into 10 years later, having heard it often enough to know whether the story retained its original form. A very simple story can turn into, well, a blockbuster. I saw that happen a lot. A lot. In fact, one person, desperate, I guess, to revisit the good old days, actually stole one of my stories as though it were her own. And Mr. Foolish said, "Hey man, aren't you going to do anything about that?" I said, no, because she's not hurting me. She's only hurting herself. And as far as I know, that crowd's still doing it. They were so busy talking about old memories that they forgot to make new ones. And then that leads me to think about my dad. For years he had outrun the Grim Reaper. And anytime he came up with some, medical problem that may or may not be fatal, or should have been fatal, and he just shook it off and he said, "Hey, I've got enemies to outlive." And then when he was dying of cancer finally, after years and years of outwitting death, he looked at me and he said, "Hey," he said, "you know where I fucked up, kid?" He said, "I outlived all my enemies and I forgot to make new ones." He said, "Don't ever forget to make new enemies." It doesn't just apply to enemies, though. It also applies to friends. You outlive all your friends, and you're so busy thinking about yesterday that you forget to make new friends, which is what happened in his case. He outlived his enemies very easily. It was the friends that he outlived that really broke his heart, because he had forgotten to make new ones, although he made friends very easily. It's just that the world had moved on without him, basically. And for me to, I don't know, spend more than 10 minutes a day thinking about the effects of a prior situation or environment or system, 10 minutes a day is what I allow, because I want to be thinking about how I'm going to get myself together, how I'm going to group my own poop. It's really hard to do that when I'm still thinking about all the horrible things that we've witnessed as a people. So here it is, first week in April, and now I want to do a reading about rebuilding myself, because it's life affirming. We're going to whip Bonefire out, but the secret to Bonefire is the book. It's the meanings that came with the book. So we're also going to be reading the book today. We're not going to be using Jack. And in fact, in the vein of building a new world for myself, I feel like I'm ready to let Jack go. I'm ready to let him go. He was very useful at the time. And it's nothing against Jack. It's just that I think I'm ready for a deeper understanding, even though I'm doing video, and really brevity is the order of the day for videos. I mean, nobody wants to sit here and watch me struggle through a 40-minute interpretation, I'm sure. I feel like Bonefire's book is more, gets to a deeper level of the tarot than just some simple cheat sheet or little book or whatever. Also, Bonefire is not reversed. Not reversed. I'm sure it got reversed just now. But, we don't care about that. We'll just, if we pull it reversed, I'm going to put it in its upright position. I've been working a lot with Bonefire lately, and I feel I'm ready. I'm worthy. Actually, I could just pick the cards from this, because we don't need to be in a lineup, guys. We covered this. Let's just, you know what? Let's just pick it right from here. Bonefire, you life-affirming little mofo. 3 cards about me rebuilding myself. Let's make sure all of you, I can see all of you. Don't hide. Don't hide, guys. Don't hide. I'm pretty excited. What this rebuilding is going to entail is I got some monitor stuff, like blood pressure monitor that is Bluetooth enabled so I can save a history of it. I have a scale that's also Bluetooth. I mean, I don't care much about weight, but it's just data to me. It's just more data. All right. You know, once a month, maybe once every 3 weeks, weigh myself just to see. Because right now I've only been weighing myself at the doctor's office, which I only go to during a crisis. I have a sleep monitor I wear. It's called the Whoop. I check it every morning. I have a history of data of all my terrible sleep. And I got a set of bands. Honestly, you can get pretty far with bands, especially since they have those bows that you can use that imitates a bar. I'm still not ready for free weights because I've been still having trouble with my hands still because of the plaque psoriasis. But I can do stretches. I can do maybe not resistance right now until I start my treatment. Maybe a month or 2 into my treatment, I'll be able to, you know, do the bands. But in the meantime, I could do, you know, steady state cardio, which is basically just doing a bike for half an hour. Anyway, I'm just talking about rebuilding. Like, the specifics don't even matter. I feel like the basics, I just need to cover the basics right now. So when I'm ready in like 2 months to start actually training again, working out, I will be able to do so. My stubborn muscle has probably atrophied quite a bit. Okay, 3 cards, Bonefire. 3 cards about my rebuilding. I see you. I see you hiding back there. The Sun. I had my hand on you. 7 of Cups. And you. I see you. Don't try to hide from me. The Empress. And I do. I want 2 more. Even though I'm not sure how I'm going to fit that all on the screen. These are very large cards. Queen of Cups. That ain't bad. And Five of Wands. Bit of a struggle. Well, I think that's right. I think that's right. It is going to be a bit of a struggle. But you know what's funny about struggles and ordeals? If we don't choose a challenge or a struggle or an ordeal, it will be chosen for us. And honestly, that's never as good. It's never as good. All right, guys, come on. We need you. We need you. We need you back into your little whatever formation that is. Formation, I guess. All right, so we have our 5 cards. Not a reversed. Me just completely ignoring the lines that are on my index cards. So much faster to write that when it's not reversed, huh? I don't know why that is. All right, let's take a look. Now, Bonefire has, does not have a very large print, to be honest. But let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do with our old people device. The sun. Look at all those sunflowers. Check this out, everybody. Oh my God. So great. A great joy is coming. You are in a place you would love to stay. Yeah, home. I'm never, oh my God, I'm never going out there again. Even when I can. You have happiness and contentment. Understanding you are the child, the adult, and the elder. Camp counselor. You richly deserve a place in the sun. You bask in its warmth and light. That might be reassuring to most, but with my white ass that's prone to sun poisoning and gets a 2nd-degree burn after an hour in the sun, I'm a little hesitant to celebrate. But I see what Bonefire is going for. I see. No coins in this. All right. Probably because bands are super cheap. All right, 7 of Cups. Many opportunities presented. Nourishment of mind, body, and spirit. Confusion in defining your priorities. The search for balance in a busy life. Well, you know, when I'm making changes and stuff, I make sure that it's less busy. Less busy. I don't need more activity. I need less activity. I don't need that nonsense. I don't need any sort of nonsense. The only nonsense that is permitted is my own. Because at least that's funny. The Empress. The feminine principle. Embrace beauty, creativity, and fertility. Fertility maybe for creative projects. I am barren. I am gleefully barren. Use all your senses to experience Earth and its gifts. Eat well and nourish your body. Go with the flow and enjoy simple pleasures. Thanks, lady. I will. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I am really enjoying consulting the book that came with the deck. Queen of Cups. I'm reaching for it. Ruled by the purest of emotions and unable to overcome them. Something important not yet revealed. Powerful intuition. Searching for something. Deeply absorbed in the spiritual. That's legit. Oh my god, where are the wands? Okay, 5 of wands. Now, I know about 5s. I've been picking things up here and there. Also, I'm only reading you the very short synopsis in the interest of time. Oh, it's one of my favorite words. 5 of wands. Pine cone on fire. Wow, look at that. This artwork is just, it's crazy, man. 5 of wands. A fracas in which you are involved. A fracas, people. A fracas. Immature squabbles. Tee. Competition. Boisterous behavior. What? Me? Never. Irritating forces against you. Well, honestly, that's probably what's going to get this rebuild project done. I'm hoping to be irritated. It's when I do my best work. Alright, so it looks like Bonefire is saying, right on, mama. But there's going to be some, I'm going to have some fifis about it, which I think that's normal. I haven't really gotten to process the fact that I may never powerlift again. I'm a competitive, aggressive person, so I think I'm going to miss opportunities to channel that part of my personality, if that's what we want to call it. But, you know, who knows? I'm not going to rule it out. But, you know, just like I said in the beginning of this video, sometimes you gotta let go or be dragged. That's not crazy. That's not a crazy concept. And really, I think we make mistakes when we lock ourselves into one thing and then, you know, other things don't appear to be an option. But every time I'm trying to learn something, especially something I know absolutely nothing about, I try to learn something else. Because I always feel like it might look like a waste of time to learn perhaps that at the Nahuatl language, because I was reading the Santa Muerte Oracle and some of the Aztec gods' names I wanted to learn how to pronounce, you know. But I was doing that when I should have been learning how to do audio, because there's, you know, a lot of projects I want to do related to that. And in me learning this language over here, I actually figured something out with the audio, maybe because a part of my brain got stimulated by another activity that didn't appear to be related. So I think locking ourselves in is a mistake, which is exactly what I said in the beginning, but it's with a lot of stuff. Not letting go and recognizing when the wind has changed, you know? And I'm also not really part of a community, so I can do whatever I want. I'm not, you know, if I was part of a community, like a powerlifting community, I would be loath to give it up, even though that's what needed to happen at the time, because I'm going to lose that community. Going out on my own has always served me well, because I don't want to say held back, but basically held back by groupthink and like community, the trappings of community. It's good for a lot of stuff, but like, I wouldn't say moving on into a new world is one of them. I wouldn't say that. Unless that community was, you know, created specifically to move forward instead of continuing to discuss the problems. It's like, okay, like the problems are over and we still haven't started the car. We're still not moving. We're just sitting here in the car outside of the movie theater complaining about the movie that we've just seen. Why don't we go at least to a diner and discuss it there as we start thinking about how more, you know, time is passing. As one of my friends said in a comment the other day, none of us are Benjamin Buttoning. None of us. We're not getting any younger, so certainly a lot of stuff to process, but you can process while you're driving to your next destination. It's possible. In fact, I find, and maybe other people are different, but I find just starting the car and starting to move forward can help me process a lot faster than just sitting there in that funk. You know what I mean? So that is my reading for my rebuilding process. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you at another time.